I know.
What happened to Kevin Flynn after Tron Legacy?
Why? He's my son.
Is he still alive? At the end of Tron Legacy, Kevin Flynn absorbed his creation, Clue, to save his son, Sam. His sacrifice in helping Sam and Cora caused the grid to collapse. Many years have passed since then, and now it looks like his sacrifice was likely in vain because a new threat looms, and the human world once again needs help from the man who wanted to change the world. As I'm still here inside the Gloomy grid, in this video we'll be following the clues to determine if Kevin Flynn is still alive.
System alert, intruder detected, identity, Gloomy Geek. This isn't a matrix you can explain. You've been warned, user.
How can he be so afraid of his own creation? I mean, he built Clue. Why doesn't he just end him?
He could, but it would require reintegration.
Yeah, all right.
Flynn would never survive the event. It would mean the end of them both.
To create Clue, Kevin Flynn had to make a literal digital clone of himself within the grid. It could also be said that his digital clone, Clue, was an extension of his consciousness, a version of himself, but without the emotional limitations, who didn't allow for mistakes, and who was constantly seeking to improve the system, but always functioned, again, as an extension of Flynn. They were an entity divided into two, but in the reunion of Flynn and Clue at the end of Tron Legacy, absolute logic and human emotions merged. Kevin Flynn's sacrifice was what Cora feared the most, but this selfless act of a father means so much more. What if Kevin Flynn did cease to exist, as Cora prophesied, but something new was created in his place? What happens when two opposing identities unite after being separated for years, bringing into existence something unexpected that inherits the desire for perfection and with the will to live? In one of my previous videos, we discussed how colors are used in the world of Tron to convey visual messages. For example, red often signifies authoritarianism and control, while blue signifies faith and what is good. It's no coincidence that at the end of Tron Legacy, when Kevin absorbed Clue, it created an explosion of colors. What we saw was a set of ideologies, and the selfish part of Flynn, who always sought perfection and who nearly destroyed his son, finally being reintegrated with Kevin Flynn. What happened at the end of Tron Legacy wasn't a sacrifice, but a resurrection. It was the moment Kevin Flynn accepted that he and Clue are the same. Kevin stopped being only Kevin and became a hybrid of both. Cora wasn't wrong. Kevin Flynn did cease to exist that day, and in his place now exists something different, something greater. During the most recent D23 Disney Expo, images of Tron Ares were shown, but they went unnoticed. Those images could change everything we think we know about Kevin Flynn's fate. Some of the visuals were the appearance of the older version of the grid, likely the same one from the original Tron film, and also an elderly Kevin Flynn. Kevin Flynn's return means the theory that he lives is true, and that what we saw at the end of Legacy was the union between Clue and Kevin, or the transformation of the two into a third identity. This image of Flynn suggests that he never ceased to exist in the grid, and that after absorbing Clue and causing that explosion, a profound change occurred within him. Perhaps it was at that moment that Flynn embraced the part of himself that he had so avoided, his obsession with perfection, his need to fix everything, and his fear of making mistakes. He stopped being a creator or a father seeking redemption. He became someone who is completed, capable of accepting his mistakes and his dark side. But he also acquired all of Clue's knowledge, making him far more human. He has become the archetype of the imperfect God who has finally found peace. This doesn't mean that he isn't needed. If there is one constant in the Tron franchise, is that the world needs Kevin Flynn. And if Ares is the one who will continue the Dillinger's aspiration for control, perhaps the imperfect God will have to return one last time. Could Tron Ares be about the second coming of Kevin Flynn?
Join visionary Kevin Flynn, author of Structure and Dynamics in Advanced Computer Programming, as he takes us even deeper into the digital frontier.
Evolution is the greatest force in the material world. It has the potential to cause the greatest paradigm shift in the history of mankind. This will unleash the power of human intelligence.
Join Kevin Flynn on an exploration into the digital frontier.
Get your copy today at Center City Books.
After the apparent destruction of the grid in Tron Legacy, perhaps if Kevin Flynn survived and began to create a new world, his original creative desire could have been replaced by something else. Flynn had already grown as a character in Tron 2, from being a transhumanistic visionary to a hermit philosopher within the grid. But maybe what could have happened is that after Flynn embraced Clue, he wouldn't repeat his past mistakes. Perhaps he would return to the place where he still felt hope, a place where he first experienced miracles, the original Encom grid. If the grid that we saw in the D23 previews is the original 1982 grid, then Flynn has transformed this place into his own Mount Olympus, his personal escape. And as in the other films, Flynn, or this new version of Flynn, is waiting to fulfill his purpose. What purpose am I referring to? Well, in the original Tron film, after leaving Encom, Flynn built an arcade so that people could play the revolutionary games he created, which the head of Encom, Edward Dillinger, had stolen from him. Encom, the corporation, needed Flynn to be their moral compass, but Dillinger slithered his way into a position of power and got rid of Flynn. The same thing occurs in Tron Legacy. Kevin Flynn once again lost the rights to his creation, as Clue took the grid away from Flynn and forced him into isolation. So rather than Tron being the story of a program that believes in the users, in actuality it is the story of a user who continually misses the call to save the world because he wasn't yet fully prepared to face the challenges. But once he absorbed Clue, Kevin Flynn gained what he was missing and turned into an entity that could find beauty in both perfection and chaos. Now what happens if another one of his creations is corrupted again by a Dillinger, and this corrupted program finds its way to the human world? Will Kevin once again be missing in action, or will he come forth and embrace his role as the hero both worlds need?
Space paranoids among us! So what are you going to do about it?
Space and follow. Sneak attack and an evil plan. Now we fight to defend our land. We go the
Although Ares' arrival looks destructive in the teaser trailer, his words reveal that he seeks more than destruction. He wants to find purpose. I believe that's where his story intersects with Kevin Flynn's. In his quest, Ares will end up in the original 1982 Encom grid, and the older but improved Kevin Flynn will show Ares that the answer he seeks isn't found in absolute control, but in becoming something more, a harmonious combination of program and human, just like what Kevin Flynn is now. Perhaps that was the next step he alluded to in Tron Legacy.
In there is a new world. In there is our future. In there is our destiny.
For years, Flynn avoided confrontation with the Dillingers, but he can't anymore. I think in this film, we'll see the elder Kevin Flynn confront the new Master Control program, Ares, and the Dillingers in what could be his final adventure. And once Kevin is gone, that might prompt Sam to return. That is, if he is alive. But that is a topic for another day. So what do you think? What will happen now that Kevin has Clue's knowledge? Will the Dillingers stand a chance against this version of Kevin Flynn? I'm a Gloomy Geek, and remember to like and subscribe.
I'm sorry, I know I messed up. We can go back. I can go back.
No, we stay together.
Dad, I can do this.
You've done enough already! You're messing with my Zen thing, man.